Good morning, everybody. Yes, we are on Time to Shine Happiness Show with a wonderful, amazing, tremendous special guest, as you can see. Oh, I love when we have the wonderful guests. But before we start, I want to make sure, and we were doing this in the green room, we were making sure that you're going to share our show. So if you look on the Diamond Factor group or Barbara Beckley page in Facebook, and you will be able to share out. We would love for you to share out the show, which I'm doing right now. And our wonderful Barbara, my mother BB here, and Miss C Simone Rivers, we're going to make sure we share. Do we see the show on? Yes.
That's what I'm. Yes, I do.
There we go. Yay! All right. We want to share the love. Yay! We want to share the happiness. We're on live, as they say. So my name is Barbara. We're going to do the introductions, get that out of the way so we can have this nice conversation that we always have. So my name is Barbara J. Beckley, and I am the CEO of Diamond Factor LLC, which my mission is to help women, especially women, understand their PPD, what I call their purpose, passion, and drive in life. And then after we dig and find all that out, then I want to make them visible to the world. And that's why it's called the Diamond Factor, because I want them to shine all over social media, interviews, TV stream, whatever, how billboards, whatever they're going to do, so they can make their business shine. So that's what I do. That is my goal. I'm a cheerleader for the women. And we're going to go to our other side, BB, and then we'll go to our special guest.
Absolutely. Well, I'm Barbara Ellison, and I am your personality pro, because personality drives reality. And my mission is to make happiness the norm, rather than the exception. And one of the things that I do is I take the people that have come from Barb that now they want to get exposure, and I work with heart-centered transformational speakers to just really get them to be able to engage and to be able to convert more of their ideal audience so that they can increase their exposure by up to 300%. So it is just so fun. And it's just, I'm so grateful to be part of this show and to just be able to help people to get their messages out there. So Simone, I am so happy that you are here. Welcome. How are you doing today? We're going to have you introduce yourself but I have to tell you, I just love the fact that you're the Yum Yum ambassador.
Oh, that's so funny. I love saying it and creating conversation. Hello, everyone. It's your girl, C Simone Rivers, the Yum Yum ambassador, coming to influence the flavor of this room. I just add a little spice to every space I enter. And I trigger light, as you can see over my shoulder. You'll see that I trigger light. I bring the light out in everyone. I can see it there even when you're walking in the darkest space. And I offer hugs, healing, understanding, guidance, and growth with support from me. I think of myself as an advocate for your possibilities.
Right. And I am a student of Simone's, part of her Manifesting More group. Mm-hmm. And it is really cool to be able to see firsthand. Like last week, it was like we talked about angels, and I'm quite proud of myself, Simone. I have been researching 1111.
Good for you.
And yeah, so it's just been.
So like, wow. You're special to keep getting that number. Follow it. It's a portal.
And it is and like the more that I'm looking, it's like I'm seeing it all the time. 1111.
Oh, I feel out of place now. You got to explain to me about this.
That's what I'm going to have Simone.
Imagine this is 1111, right? 1 and 1. You see it? See my hands? Mm-hmm. And when the number 1111 pops up in your life over and over, you see it and then you become aware of it. It is spirit trying to let you know that there's a path for you. Just walk through. It's a portal number. Just walk through. There's something beautiful on the other side. Just walk through. It might get a little rough as you're moving, but just walk through. It's a portal number. That's what I call it. It's a portal number. There's some place that you're going in this lifetime that that you're encouraged to move toward right now?
Yeah. And I have to admit, talked to Simone last week, just been really working on some clarity of my own. And yesterday morning, you know my thing that I have, that stop, wait, listen. Well, yesterday morning, it was kind of a, okay, come to Jesus moment for Barbara here. Stop, wait, and listen. Had to do my own practice. And that was what part of it came out of it. I said, I just did this thing with Simone on angels and 1111. So let me go in. Well, it has just crystallized some things that I have been not hesitant about, but just of direction. And it has been amazing. So, yeah, firm believer. So do some research.
Wow.
For me, Barbara, it is, I'm in a space right now where I'm allowing divine femininity to operate bigger in my life. And so I think of God as both masculine and feminine, because I'm a woman and there are men. And masculine is what people do. I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta take action, I gotta move, I gotta this, I gotta that. And femininity is where people receive. It's a receiving energy. It's an allowing energy. Think about masculine and feminine bodies. The female side is a receiving energy. It's an allowing energy. It's a creative energy. Now, often you have to do, after you've received, you have to do. Let's say we have a baby. That baby doesn't have to have two legs. It could be a book. It could be a business. It could be the happiness show idea, Time to Shine podcast. It could be anything, but it's first birthed in us from a thought. And a thought is the most important thing ever. All of us were created from a thought. Everything that ever was came from a thought. I often think of Steve Jobs walking in a room that had a computer the size of a building. And he's like, wouldn't it be great if we could just have that in the palm of our hand? And what do we do now? We all have it in the palm of our hand. And it was that thought that was the precept, right? So I'm in a space right now where I'm allowing, my word for 2020 was available. My word for 2021 is more. So I'm available for more. And I'm asking God, I'm available for more, and I'm allowing it. Sometimes we have to be still, like you said, to allow it. And that's where healing takes place in the feminine part of us. And then we get inspired action, and then we go do. Because we do have to work, we go do. And I don't think of it as work then. I think of it as guided effort. Just to, then it's not so hard. Then it's not so hard.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Barbara's on mute. You went blank on us, Barbara. Can't hear you.
I love your voice, but I can't hear you.
Well, while she's working that out, Miss Simone, I wanted to ask, because when you said to, the healing, I'm thinking about the healing. So just an example, because this past, it was Father's Day Sunday, and my father passed when I was 17. In fact, he was murdered. So it's been all these years, because I'm in my 50s now. And I found myself this weekend kind of sad, really sad all of a sudden about it. Now, usually every year I've been kind of, taking
tissue. I can feel it.
I'm sorry. But it was weird, because usually, every year I've just been, dealing with it. And, he's been my subject of talk when I do my professional speaking, because he was my diamond. And that's how I created the whole diamond factor. So for some reason this weekend, I don't know what it was. It just kind of all came in and kind of engulfed in me a little bit. And I was kind of sad this Sunday. And I'm like, wait a minute, where's this coming from? So, I'm thinking of what you were saying too, about how that works.
I share something with you. And Barbara Ellison knows me well. When it comes up, it's not coming from me, it's coming through me.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know that the diamond factor was something that I heard I'm a part of the diamond factor, but I didn't know what that was. And just recently, when someone asked me who I was, I said, I'm a multifaceted diamond. And I'm looking at the diamonds on the screen. I'm a multifaceted diamond. When you look at me in a certain way, you may see some inclusions in there, and it doesn't look very valuable. But if you turn it towards the light, you can see its brilliance. And sometimes life chips away at it, and you see the brilliance a little more. So I think that it's beautiful that you said your dad was one of your diamonds. And as a part of you're a multifaceted diamond. So sometimes we will find ourselves sad, remembering and thinking about what could have been. If my dad, because my dad passed away too, that's why I picked up the tissue. And now I've lost my mom and my dad. So I'm thinking about who I would have been, maybe if he had lived a little longer, or would I have been in an abusive marriage if my dad had been around, or would we be doing what we're doing now if he had been around? And what I have to say is everything that we've experienced, everything. You remember that book, Purpose Driven Life by Rick Warren, I think?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That book had me ask a lot of questions in my early 20s. And I said, what is my purpose? Why am I here? Because I often felt like I was out of place, like I was an alien in a foreign planet. I just never really fit. I was always in my head and in the ethers. And my uncle would say, you're cartooning. But what I heard a pastor say is, I don't know what your purpose is. First pastor I ever heard say, I don't know. I think Barbara's going to come back.
She'll come back.
First pastor I ever heard say, I don't know. And he remains very close to my heart. Reverend Dr. Arthur T. Jones. He said, I don't know, Simone. What I do know is everything you've done until the moment you figure it out will have prepared you for it. So that sadness that you felt, sometimes when we go backwards, sadness is created because we miss them. We do. We miss them. We have experiences, but I like to stay in the light. And I think that if you sit with it a little while, you'll get a message from your dad.
Yeah.
I have a program I call Writing to Wellness. And it's automatic writing where we tap into spirit and get messages. I have a feeling that sadness wasn't so much to throw you off guard, but was to bring your awareness to the power that you have. Because you have people on the other side pulling for you. You know what I mean? Like, we are here for you. We are here for you. And I hear it often. I say to people, I was married for 20 years. Very difficult for me to be single, a single mom, not knowing what was going to happen next. But I do a lot of things alone. And then I realized I don't do anything by myself. I do everything with myself because I like me.
Oh, I like that.
And my ancestors are my entourage. So I'm like, Mama, let's go. We're going to do this today. Mama, let's go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that. That's good. I'm the listeners out there, this is some good stuff. So, you know what? You're right. And I was thinking about the end of the day on Sunday. I said, there is a message here. I know, there's getting pulled from my dad regarding this. And, when things happen in life, because I know I'm going through, and like I said, I'm very vulnerable because I like to help people get through because if they know there's a connection. So I'm going through a divorce right now. And I think that might be what you were saying, Simone, about the connection where he's coming through me because I am going through the steps. Yeah. And it's been 20 years for me too.
And now when you're married 20 years, you think you're always going to be married.
Yeah.
Even if it's not a good marriage, you think this is my life and this is what I'm always going to do. And I'll share something. I'll try to share, because my mantra is be verbal harmlessness, as John Randolph Price says, verbal harmlessness. So I won't ever discard my ex-spouse publicly, but I will tell the truth. And yesterday was Father's Day, or Sunday was Father's Day, and I often go to my son in that space and I say, well, you want to call your dad today? And I don't feel it out of obligation. I'm just trying to take care of my son, because they don't have a relationship.
Oh, okay.
And you know, for 14 years of his life, we ate breakfast and dinner together every day. We were a family. And then he was gone. So I think I hurt for him more than he hurts, because he was like, I don't care. You know, but I don't think he has the ability to articulate his feelings at the moment. And I just prayed and I said, I hope someday that relationship can be restored. Yeah. And do you know, it's so funny the way spirit works. Last night, I got a strange message from someone I don't know, talking about something that I shouldn't know about. Like, it was a very personal message, and I didn't know why they reached out to me, and I can't help them. Like, it's not in my wheelhouse. So I don't even know how they got my business email or any of that. But in my gut, and that's what I want you to, we often call it gut, we call it instinct. It's really intuition. It's when our spirit is talking to us. And my spirit said something's not right. Within 10 minutes, I get a message on Facebook. Your ex-husband wrote a very disturbing message saying that you have been keeping him away from his children for 4 years. Now, that's just not true.
Whoa.
It's not true. My children are 26 and 18. They get to choose. It has nothing to do with me. But oftentimes when we're in relationships that are ending, especially when there's a day, like if you don't have a relationship with your children and it's Mother's Day, it hurts you a little more. Yeah. When you haven't healed, you attack. You know how they say hurt people hurt people. Yeah. You attack people. So I just want to, I'm gonna hold you in the light, in that it's not gonna be painless, but there is another side of through. You know what I mean? And you will get to the other side of through. And on that side, you will see a different you, and she will be even more beautiful than she is now. Just know that. You're going to feel horrible at first, but it's just like medicine. Just keep healing in the process. Don't lose yourself. Don't lose yourself. And if you ever need to talk, I'm open.
Yeah, well, you just shining. I'm just feeling the love through this video with you. I mean, this is so awesome. So now, okay, I want to know, and I know everybody else wants to know if they don't know you, and I know a lot of people know you, but I want to know. I love the yum yum. So where did that come from? I mean, I wanted you to get into that. I love that.
You know, the Yum Yum ambassador came. It's strange because I lived overseas for almost 13 years, right? And I knew a lot of people. I've been immersed in a lot of different cultures, And one is I lived in Germany, but I had Turkish friends. And my Turkish friends didn't speak English well. Everybody's trying to get me to teach them English, and I'm trying to get them to teach me their language, right? So I did learn German. I learned a little bit of Turkish, but it was hard. And she couldn't speak English well, and she used to call me delicious. Like she was trying, like the translation for whatever she was trying to say, Simone, you're so nice. Simone, you're so this, came out to be delicious. And my first business when I came back was called Deliciously Fabulous, because that's what she called me. And I liked that. I was like, oh, God is lavish and I'm deliciously fabulous, because I've always been that girl. But people started thinking it was some kind of gentleman's club. So I was like, I need to find a new name. So she couldn't, and delicious became yummy. And it just kind of stuck. And I was like, and it was always, Simone, every time you come around, I just feel good. You just, I really like that. And it just kind of stuck. It just kind of stuck. That's all I can say.
I know there's always a story behind the,
like I influence the flavor of the room. When you think of something tasting good, when you put in certain ingredients, it changes the flavor. And I try to bring the light.
So, and I see how that all connects now. That's just all. I know when Barbara said the yummy, and I heard it before, and I'm like, when I see Simone, I need to ask her, how did she get that wonderful? I love it, that nickname. I think, let me bring Barbara back. I think she's back. Hey, Barbara, you okay now?
Hello.
Can we hear you?
I am okay. Can you hear me? Hey.
Yes.
And you know what? My Windows trashed. So you know what? We just love technology.
We love technology, yes.
And we're in the middle of Mercury retrograde.
We're in Mercury retrograde.
Yeah.
But I have to just say, one of the things when Barb and I first started this show, she said, "Don't you want to do it by yourself so that you can shine and be the diamond?" This is one of the reasons why this would have absolutely no.
It would have derailed.
I knew I was.
I'm really proud of the way that
you just because that has happened to Barb and I, where Barb was the one that couldn't get on. And you know what? It would just go seamlessly. And because otherwise I would have been sitting here freaking out. And I didn't. I just sat here and said, "Oh, well, my Windows crashed. The show's going on. I'll get back."
That's great.
Sat here and just watched it.
B2B.
The B2Bs.
Yeah, it's B2B. There's a concept in business where business is doing business with business. So it's B2B. It's business to business. And you're connecting with other businesses. It all works. I pay attention to words. So it's beautiful.
Yeah. I never thought of it like, you're right, Simone. And I'm thinking about that with the B&B. We're the BBs, so we have each other's back.
Yeah.
If it was up to me, I kept telling Barbara, no, because I'm the one that's always pushing people, saying, no, I want you to do your thing. I want you to shine. And she's like, no, I want a partner. It is funny because I was fighting it. And I said, you know what? I said, okay, Barbara, that's okay, I'll do it. And I'm telling you now, I am so glad that I said yes. I'm so glad that I said yes, because we've been it's been a year and a few weeks now that we've been on.
It's been a year. On June 8th. June 8th was our year.
How do I get people to connect with you? I know I did share you on both my group page and my personal page.
Oh, cool.
But good. They'll see this. How do they connect with the show? If they want to watch it later, it'll still be on Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It'll be on Facebook and it goes out to YouTube. And it goes on YouTube also.
And the name on YouTube is Time to Shine Happiness Show?
It's under the Diamond Factor.
The Diamond Factor. Okay, I want to
Diamond Factor Show.
Okay.
Diamond Factor Show.
I love the name because as I said, I think of myself as a multifaceted diamond. I think of all of us that way. And sometimes if you look at the diamonds on the paper, some of them look dark. Like, is that really a diamond?
Yeah.
And you have to clean them up to recognize the shine. So I love it.
Exactly.
Yeah, we all know
diamonds are actually black. Diamonds come out black. They actually
coal under pressure.
It's coal under pressure. Yeah. So awesome. So what did you? So now I'm gonna have to go back and listen to the replay.
Girl, we got to know each other.
we got deep. I'm loving it.
Yes.
No, I think that's gonna bless somebody. It's gonna bless somebody.
I finally got a chance to get the Yum Yum ambassador story. So I found that out from Miss Simone. So I was glad to hear that.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
Yep.
So now, Simone, I know you have like your business and stuff. Kind of talk a little bit about that, because I know you do a lot, speaking, author, influencer.
You know, I think of myself again as an advocate for possibilities. I work with women. I educate for the most part and elevate, because a lot of us are down in the dumps, not knowing why this part of life happened, that part of life happened, and we just stay there and we get comfortable there. And then we look up and it's like, I think there's some light up there. What I learned is if I can, I think in pictures, I'm trying to find a visual. If you can imagine a mountain, like rolling hill of mountains in the valley, like my fingertips are the tips of the mountain. In the valley that we find ourselves in, that's not a good place to make decisions. Right. Do you know what I mean? And when we're in the valley, we meet people down there and they have the same scope that we do. They can only see the sides of the mountains just like us. And they tend to have the same conversations that we're having, and we stay stuck because mentally we're only feeding ourselves with the same stuff. But if you meet some people, because nobody stays in the valley forever, when you get to the top of the mountain, when you meet people, they see the world. You get a better view. And I like to say I'm a mountaintop friend, because I'm going to stay up here. And if you should fall, I'm going to reach down and pull you up. And I'm really strong in that way because I have my ancestors behind me, right? I'm really strong in that way. And I pull people up. And there will be people down here going, I don't know where you're going. Why are you trying to do that? That's not good for you. Why are you on a show by yourself? Why won't you do a show by yourself? You need to, why are you letting her be on your show? And you see you can't hear because there's so much noise in the valley. Even everything echoes in the valley. But when you get to the top,
reverberates.
Right. You get to see everything. And the decisions you make move you forward. Down here, you can't even see. You can't even see. So I like to think of myself every time someone asks me that question. God gives me a different visual, so it doesn't make sense sometimes. But I like to think of myself as a mountaintop friend, and I'm going to pull you up when you find yourself down. And we all find ourselves down. So my prayer is that now that you know that story about the mountain and the valley, Barbara Ellison has been with me on my Chat and Chill shows every Wednesday night at 8:30. There are a couple of nights when I came on and I'm the hostess, right? And I'm like, listen, I'm going to need somebody else to take over and let me be in the spotlight. I need to shine on me because this is not a good moment. I try not to say not a good day because nobody has a bad day. People have bad moments in the day. So don't make it bigger than it has to be.
Within the day.
Yeah. Don't make it bigger than it has to be, but don't spiritually bypass your emotions. Sometimes we're down. Sometimes we're down. So
and we have to feel them.
Yeah.
And that's one of my things. You have to feel them. They own them and let them and know that they're part of you.
If you don't own them, they create dis-ease in your body. And it shows up.
Right.
Yeah.
It does. It shows up. So that's who I am. I don't know how to explain myself differently.
That's cool. I'm loving it.
That's awesome.
I love words. I'm an excellent storyteller. Absolutely love stories and helping people find their story. And if I hear someone telling a story, I'm like, okay, let's turn the page. Let's tell a new one. When it's a story that's keeping them stuck in that valley, let's tell a new one. What's your favorite color? It could be something as silly as that. I find something beautiful about people and make it bigger.
Yeah, just bringing them out. Yeah, I like that. And I like going back real quick about having a bad day. I'm like, I like that. You're just having a moment within that day. And then even through that, you're learning through that moment. It's bringing you.
And there are moments, and maybe there are moments that come in pockets, but the whole day isn't bad. I do this with my clients. Let's do a life check. You ready?
Okay.
Let's do a life check. Inhale. Exhale. You're alive! Yay! That's something to be happy about, right?
I gotta use that one.
I'm going to use that.
Because life is not,
I mean,
you're still alive. You got time to do it again.
Yes, that's why I always tell people. They say, well, nothing's good. I don't have nothing to, people be sometimes telling me, well, Barbara, I don't have nothing to appreciate or, be grateful for. I'm like, oh, did you wake up? You're talking to me right now, right? They say, yeah, that's to be grateful, because you don't have to be talking to me right now. You could be on the other side. So they're like, okay, you're right.
Life check. And the only true knowing that we have that we are alive is when we breathe. See, we can't see our heartbeat. We can't see our lungs operate. We don't know that the liver is doing what it's supposed to do. But if we get to voluntarily inhale and exhale, and we take it for granted. So I'm quick to say, let's do a life check. Oh, I'm so grateful I'm alive. I'm alive. I can breathe. I can slow down my breathing. I get to speak. If you can't breathe, you can't speak. I get to smile. There was one time in my life when I was really, really down. I thought I was the ugliest person alive. And I thought, why did God make that girl pretty or that girl pretty? And it reminds me of a story. Actually, I was with a friend of mine. His name was Kenny. Kenny was tall and so handsome, and he was my friend. And we were walking into Publix. You girls know Publix? Publix is like the Florida high-end grocery store. Like Wegmans, where I live, would be Publix, right? And she was walking into Publix, and she was just gorgeous. Her waist was tiny. Her legs looked like a cross between Serena Williams and a gazelle. They were long, thick, and beautiful. And her skin looked like a Werther's original caramel candy. Her hair was in a little bob and just dusting her shoulders. And she was just so beautiful. She was walking, and I could see her profile. Her behind was like a half moon. All the body parts that people are buying these days. She had perfectly. She was so beautiful. Her lips, she had on just a gloss, and she had the kind of lips that Kim Kardashian took to her plastic surgeon and said, I want these. She was just gorgeous. And I looked at her, and I looked at my friend Kenny, and I said, why did God make her like that and me like this? And at the time, I was probably 320 pounds. And Kenny looked at me. I won't use his exact language, but Kenny looked at me and he said, she can't read. And I just laughed. I laughed so hard. I'm like, what do you mean? I didn't know that. And he's like, my point is, he said, a woman like that, she's never had to go anywhere on her own. They were carrying her since birth. But she's going to hit 45, and that half moon is going to turn into a crescent. That hair going to fall out. She's going to be a member of the saggy titty committee. And all she will have is, I used to be pretty. You are smart. You love people. You have so much more going for you. If you want to lose weight, but don't compare yourself to that. Don't. That changed me in that day. I did lose weight. And I learned to love parts of myself until I could love my whole self. So I think I started with my earlobes, because all of my friends had those. They had worn too heavy earrings, and they had those long holes in their ears. And I was like, I have nice earlobes. And then I have really skinny fingers. And then I found a reason to like my skin tone and my lips. And just over time, every day I would appreciate bits and pieces of myself. And since my mom passed away, I've gained about 30 pounds. And so now I'm buying tops that show my shoulders, because I like my shoulders. I don't like the rest of it right now. I like my shoulders. You can always find something to be grateful for. And once you start that, you will notice a momentum. It'll keep coming. You get more and more to be grateful. Like, I love Barbara's hair. She reminds me of Susan Powder. I don't know if y'all remember her, but it reminds me of Susan Powder, and I loved Susan Powder. Do you remember her? Do you know who Susan Powder was?
Oh, yeah. That's just Susan Powder, yeah. She had a brush cut.
Yeah, and it was much shorter than yours, and she wore a bright red lipstick, and she was gorgeous.
Yep.
She was strong.
That's right. Oh, wow. See, time. Well, I know time has, I mean, sometimes I'm telling you, every time we have a guest, I'll be like, oh, I can just talk to them forever, but I know we have to move forward. Simone, thank you so much for coming on the show. We truly appreciate you so much. We got to bring you back, lady. We have to bring you back.
I love that. I enjoyed it. I love the conversation. Yeah. And I'm happier having been here. I absolutely am.
And believe me, you walked me through some things today, so thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes. You're very welcome. Anytime, seriously, I understand. I overstand.
Yeah. And I got to get to your weekly with Barbara Ghost. I got to get a hold of that. So,
every week at 8:30 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
And you can register. It's open to the public, but I want to say it is a very intimate, it's a space where people can come and be themselves. And it's a place to talk it out, work it out, and get out from under it.
That's good.
So I do require registration. If I don't know who you are, you don't get in the room. You don't get in the room. When there are no warriors in the room, you don't get in the room. And I think it's a beautiful space just to be. And it's a spiritual space where it's not a religious space. Let me make that clear. It's not a religious space, but it is a very spiritual space. Whatever God is for you, the creator of all that is the space between the leaves is in that space connecting us all. And we have a beautiful experience. Every week it's different, and every week it's beautiful.
I can't wait to come. I can't wait to come. So give me that information and I'll register so I can get in.
It's at my website is cSimoneRivers.com/chat, CHAT, in the letter N, chill, CHILL. So it's cSimoneRivers.com/chat and chill.
Okay.
I'll put it in the comment.
Comments for us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And it's fun. It's and we never know what's going to be on. So
that's cool.
Right. I wait for guidance, and whatever happens. One day we remember when we were dancing with the divinity, and that's been growing. I just that experience was beautiful for me. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So thank you so much, ladies. Barbara, anything that you want to announce before we sign off?
Hey, I'm working on a few things that I'll tell you about next week because I've got to work on them today. Just some new of this clarity I had yesterday. I have one tip for you. Yesterday, part of my learning to stop, wait, and then listen. So one of the things that I listened for was, okay, who do I need to listen to today? And it happened to be Bob Proctor. And he did a 5-day of getting rich kind of thing, but he was about only 5% of success is strategy. 95% of success is your mindset. Mm-hmm. So our homework yesterday was to write out, he said, most people don't know what they want. So sit down, figure out what you want, and then write it down 50 times. And it has to start with, I am so happy and grateful that I am fill in the blank. So when the first time I wrote it, I am so happy and grateful that I am I'm a speaker influencing the world, and I can remember the whole thing. By the end of it, I have added that I am a wildly successful, sought-after international speaker who has $10,000 a month in each one of my personal, professional, and investment bank accounts, and I'm going to have this by May of 2025 when I hit 75. But it was a progression doing it the 50 times.
Mm-hmm.
One of the as I kept adding to it, it was like, oh wow, this is what I want. I want to help other people, other speakers, do the same thing. And so that's my thing for today, is that I'm adding to that. I myself am wildly successful, sought-after speaker, and I help others to become wildly successful, sought-after speakers, international speakers.
I love it.
So,
wow.
I love
so it just.
I absolutely hold that vision for you. I absolutely hold that vision for you. I can see it.
Wow. Wow. And I just want to.
So if you're struggling with something,
yeah,
do the homework.
I like with that, Barbara, it made you stretch. I think that whole, with the activity, it made you stretch more to really bring that out of you, what you just found out. I mean, that's more than what you found out about yourself. Yeah. So that's awesome, because you are going to be there. You are the international. I mean, yeah,
you already are. Didn't you tell me? I saw on one of your videos that you said that there are people in Canada and China watching this show.
Yeah, they watch us. Yep.
So
yes.
You already are an international. I like to dream out loud and let it sink in now. You are an international speaker.
I already am that part. But now I'm going to be right. So yeah, and so now it's going to be sought after, well paid, and help others to do the same thing.
Right. I love it. I absolutely love it. I want to share one last thing that kind of just dropped in my spirit. I talk about hugs, healing, understanding, guidance, and growth, right? It looks like my video just paused. I don't know why. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you okay.
Okay. Well, I talk about hugs, healing, understanding, guidance, and growth. And what I find myself doing most is helping people change their future story and let go of the past, to forgive the past, to find the gift in forgiveness. And the line that just dropped in my spirit is, how can you be trusted with your future if you haven't dealt with your past? So that's where I want to leave people in a space of understanding that the valley isn't always where you stay, but you have to deal with it. You have to feel into those emotions in order to rise. So our rise today is dealing with the past so we can be trusted with the future. And when Barbara was talking about Bob Proctor and that 5% and 95%, I believe I'm only 5% human and 95% spirit. And spirit knows everything. And we have access to so much more. So much more.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Woo. Woo. Well, with that, I don't have anything else to say. I mean, we said it all. That was Simone. Yeah. Sometimes it's a silence after somebody says something really profound works. So with that, lady, thank you again for coming on our show. You're like family. You are family, and we want you to come back. And I always tell people to send more and more blessings to you through your business and through your personal life, and that you are a beacon for people and a wonderful influencer. So thank you for being that in this life.
Thank you. Thank you both. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, this was fun.
So we'll be here next week. I know Barbara always has another guest in store. And I always just be like going with the flow. When I find out
your leadership about
it. So with that, we'll see everybody next week. And thank you again for coming to the Time to Happiness show with the BBs. And we'll see you next Tuesday.
The babies.
Bye.